Hello, my name is Ines. I am type INTJ according to the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Test. And today I'll be answering 13 questions about the INTJ personality. I did not come up with these questions. A fellow INTJ did a video on YouTube. So she has a list, and I should have in the description box below the questions if you want to follow along. I saw Arella's video. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And I liked what she did because that is exactly the type of information I was looking for. Just insight of other INTJ minds and comparing them to my preferences and dislikes. And she did this video tag where she invited her viewers to reply in the form of a video. So I decided to do that for the sake of the learning experiences and because I'm all about that. I'm all about getting out there and just getting your hands wet, I guess. Yes, this is a recording, I'll be honest with you. I tried doing a video several times. I failed miserably, so I said, screw that, I'll just do a recording. I do apologize for not being able to do a video and any other mistakes I might be doing. Sorry. I was hoping was going to be able from this point on do lots more videos. This may be my only attempt at posting something at YouTube. Okay, I'll be answering the 13 questions as promised, but before I do begin, I want to say briefly what I first thought about the Myers-Briggs test and something that I want viewers to keep in mind. If you're watching this video, most likely you have some general knowledge about Myers-Briggs, the brilliant work of these two women. But if you don't, it's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to teach you a thing or two. I first encountered the test in the winter months of 2013, and I didn't believe in it. I didn't do much for me because I still don't believe in the boxing of personalities. And the concept that there's only 16 type of people in this planet, did not agree with it at all. But for the sake of the class, I took the test, I bought the test, I took it, and I read the description box for the INTJ, which is what I got then. And quite recently, I retook the test just for the sake of it, and I still got INTJ, and I really think that's who I am. But back then, when I first read the description box, I was astonished because it described me in a way I would never be able to describe myself to a stranger. I wouldn't use those words. But it was so accurate. It was so correct. So I was very astonished and I was almost upset. How can a piece of paper tell me who I am? What? No. So I went and looked information. I read articles, I read interviews, I saw videos, I read books, and I learned a lot. What I learned is what I want to share with you. I do want to make it quick because I don't want to make a 20-minute length of video, which is why I'm talking fast. But basically what I learned is that the Myers-Briggs test is not an attempt to box your personality. Because there's so many factors that affect our personalities, our genders, our genetics, our preferences, our dislikes, our heritage, our origin, our nationality, our religion, our morals, our tradition, many factors, no two people can be exactly alike. Plus, I believe there's too many layers to the human being, too much depth to a person. But I do believe it's a great tool for you to understand how you think, because the Myers-Briggs test is meant to do that, give you a little map to your brain, how you process information. But I do want everyone to know that we are all extroverts, we are all introverts, we all perceive, we all use our intuition, etc., etc. But some of us prefer to get to the answer one way, while others prefer the other way. In the end, it's not meant to box you or limit you. Quite the opposite. It's meant for you to recognize your weaknesses and work on them, and recognize your strength and use them to your advantages. And for you to understand other persons, for you to respect their opinions and the way they process information, because their minds just like to get to that point a different way than you. So that's what I want to state. That's what I want people to have in mind. That if you are an introvert and you were always comfortable around people, and now you know about the test and you limit yourself in the sense that, oh, I shouldn't be here too long because I'm an introvert and introverts don't do that, or I can't do that because that's what extroverts do. Don't do that. Forget about the test completely if you're limiting yourself, if you're going backwards. Because I truly believe no human being should go backwards. You should always go forward. So that's what I want you to have in mind. Having that said, I'll get started on the questions. Like I said, I don't want to take too much of your life, so I am going to make this rather quick. What makes you angry? Me personally, nothing really truly anger. You have to be a really important person in my life for you to move my emotions, take control of my emotions. My family members get me angry a lot. But no, in the end, I don't care what people do. I don't care about people in general. So that sounds mean, but that's the way I live. But a lot of things do irritate me. I get irritated rather easily. And some of those examples include people that have no consideration for the lives of others. I truly hate that. Like when they show up in your house without calling, who do you think you are? That I don't have a life? That I don't have other things to do? I think that's rude. I hate when getting that done. People that state the obvious. The phone rings, I get up to answer the phone, and someone says, answer the phone. No kidding. I didn't know that's what you did with phones that rang. I was going to grab the phone and bury it under some dirt. That's what I was going to do. That really annoyed me. Commercials, TV commercials, radio commercials, don't like them. People that don't respect your individuality. I understand that you have a different opinion than mine. I love that. That's what makes this world go round. But don't disrespect my opinion. Don't tell me, oh, don't listen to violin concerts. I get it if you don't like them. They're not for everyone, but don't tell me that music is boring. Don't listen to that. Because that's my mind. I don't tell you what to listen or not to listen. I don't like that at all. People that interrupt my alone time. Whenever I'm interrupted in general, in a conversation, sometimes I'm deep in thought, I'm taking notes, whatever the case may be, the phone rings, my name gets called, what do you want? That annoys me. Yeah, moving on to the next question. Like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time. What do you like or dislike most about people? The best way I could describe it is by saying that I hate man, but I love mankind. I dislike people at their worst, their imperfections, liars, cheaters, arrogance. I hate arrogance. People that don't grow, that don't expand. I don't like that. But I do like people just in general. That miracle moment when you drop something, you forget something. Oh, miss, your wallets, your keys, I think you dropped these. That is amazing. Wow, there is life in this planet. I like that a lot. Learning from people when you have a really good, intelligent conversation and you leave that conversation refreshed and happy. I love that. Making a connection with people. That's beautiful. So that's what I like and dislike. Number 3, do you like animals? Why not? No, I don't. I don't like pets, really. I don't have a patience for them. I would never be cruel to an animal. Sometimes people with pets say, oh, why don't you have pets? And yet they're the ones that leave the poor little animal for 5-6 days a week for 8-10 hours a day alone, completely alone. Animals don't understand that humans need to go to work and pay bills. They don't get that. That I think is mean. So I don't like animals, but I wouldn't be mean to them. So moving on. What do you like most about the favorite people in your life? Let me establish that I don't have a lot of favorite people in my life. Not because my life is enriched, just because I find it difficult to truly love a person. Like I said, I believe there's many layers to a human being. So for me to get to know someone completely, that's rather difficult. Not something I very enjoy unless you're worthy of a person. Sounds awful, but we're talking about the INTJ mind, right? So I'm giving you a lot of my core here. A couple of my friends are favorite people, not all of my friends, sadly. But for example, I have this one friend in particular who is very nice and kind and generous, respectful to his parents, to other peers, a well-rounded individual. I could be with this guy all day long. He's really nice. And that's what I like about him. That he makes me feel good, that in general he's good. That's what I strive to be, a good person. My family, I would give my life for my family. What do I like about them? That they understand me, that they love me unconditionally. I love that we have a healthy relationship, that they understand me, that we make each other laugh. You know, and that my entire family is my kind of crazy, I guess. We're all different, my siblings and I, but we love each other, and I love that, those qualities of them, that they just understand me. What do you like or dislike about yourself? This question, was interesting to answer. So here goes. I dislike sometimes that I am an introvert. Not because I secretly want to be with people, never that, but because I hate the fact that I have to recharge every so often. I hate that it limits me sometimes. I wish I could just go on for days, but I can't. Sometimes, for example, I wish I could take 3-4 classes in one day. I did that one semester. Extremely not wise. I had to retake that last class because by the end of the day, I was just wore down mentally. So sometimes I dislike that about myself. I dislike that I'm a little worry rat. I worry about everything. And like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, I consider myself a pretty good poker face. You wouldn't tell. People that meet me would think I'm an extrovert because I like meeting people and I like putting myself out there. But internally, I worry a lot, and I wish I could. Sometimes I'm working on that. That's one of the things I dislike about myself. What do I like about myself? My mind, my personality, the fact that I care about history, that I care about knowledge, that I care about things that people may not care about. I read somewhere that INTJs are remorseful usually. I don't know if that's true. I am not, and I like that about myself. Even if you do something pretty big to me, I will literally forget. Within a couple of days, I will quite literally forget. But if I don't, I just don't go back to that. You know, I forgive. We're all human. And I love that about myself. And then I put myself out there, that I'm not afraid to keep going. I hate being nostalgic and sticking to the past. Do you care about being fashionable? No. Short answer, no. In high school or in grade school, I was always the low maintenance type. Sometimes in middle school, I think the rest of the world calls it junior high, I would just put my hair in a bun, barely look at the mirror, and walk out the door. And that's me. That's how I felt comfortable. But as an adult, I've changed a little bit. I understand that human beings gravitate towards pretty and attractive and healthy and just in general well. So now I understand that if you are intelligent, you can be fashionable and trendy. When I was younger in my teenage years, I would think that, you had to be one or the other. I didn't want to be boxing with those shallow, mean girls or those really pretty but rather not intelligent girls. But I realized how wrong I was then. So now I try to project the more healthy, well person. I'm working on that because I don't really care. I'm not dirty or unorganized, but sometimes I wear like dirty shoes. Like I said, sometimes I'll just put my hair in a bun, and that sounds very casual, but except I do it every day. So I do have to work on that. Do I care about fashion? No, not at all. I can value fashion. I like seeing it on movie stars, on magazines, on others. I like colors and patterns. I like jewelry a lot. But I'm not skilled at it. Let's just put it that way. Do you prefer to fit in or stand out? That one's really easy. Stand out. Always. Sometimes, depending on the situation, fit in. Like if you're in a party, you want to fit in. But if you're in a party, the perfect way to fit in is to stand out. If you're in a party, you have to talk, eat, speak, dance, laugh, take pictures, whatever it is that the people around you are doing in order for you to fit in. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that in order to fit in, you kind of have to stand out in your own way. I always like to stand out. I love it when people tell me, oh, you're so different from anyone else I've met. I've never met someone like you. That I live for that. So that one's easy. Stand out always. What activities do you enjoy? When I fill this out in an application, I always get rather nervous because I think they're looking for something like hiking, stamp collecting, cycling. And My activities, like, I don't even think you can call them activities, but some examples include reading. I'm an avid reader. I love music. Like I said, I love to learn. It sounds cheesy, like, does this person really exist? Is what this person is all about? Yes. Yes, I am. Movies, I love staying in. I love movies. I love to book scrap. I love pictures. I like patterns, colors. I like Sudoku puzzles. I think Arella mentioned that. Anything indoors, I'm all for it. What makes you feel secure? Wow, we're at 15 minutes already. Being in control. Not in command, not in charge, but having plans, having organization, having people follow that organization, following that schedule. And I think another INTJ user, someone who did another video, mentioned something like a savings account. I love that. I love having money saved. It does make me feel secure. I feel that if I did my parts in preparing plan A, plan B, plan C, and if the world is still falling into crumbs, then I'm okay, because I've did my part. But I love being prepared. I love rehearsal. I love reassurance. That person that can look at you in the eyes and tell you, hey, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. That just really does it for me. And having a good relationship with my family. It's just being a well-balanced individual. That makes me feel secure and well. Oh, God. Do you like being in a relationship? For the record, I think that wherever Arella got the list from, I don't think she mentioned it. There's like a correct answer for all of these. If they're meant for the INTJ, I feel like there's an answer, you know, a correct way an INTJ would answer. Maybe not, maybe it's just me, but back to the question. Do you like being in a relationship? Why or why not? I don't feel I'm very qualified to answer this question. I have extremely little experience with relationships. I think it depends on the person, on the point of your relationship. Are relationships bad? Of course not. It's beautiful when you get that crush, you get butterflies in your stomach, you talk to that person, you get to know that person, you get to be intimate with that person, you get to explore their dreams, their ideas. That's lovely. But as for me, I don't think I need so much the emotional support from someone of the opposite sex. It's not something I could die for. I hear some other girls or men even that put things on social media, or friends that talk to me. I don't get it, their need, because with that support, I guess, comes a lot of emotional baggage as well. It's quite frustrating. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it's you need to develop experience. I don't know. Do I like being in a relationship? I have no idea. Let's move on to the next question. What do you love and why? Can be places, things, or people. I love everything. I love to gobble up experiences. I love meeting new people. I love going somewhere new that I've never been before. I love trying new food. But for the sake of this question, I think they mean, what do you feel passionate about? And I mean, I don't know. My friends and family, I would do anything for them. For school, I love learning. I love that environment. Like small things, like I love the old book smell when you walk into a library. I love jewelry. I'm all about simple pleasures. Being generous with people, not with money, and not with all the people, of course, only the people I really care about. But I love giving them gifts. For example, something I do is that I buy pretty notebooks that have like embroidery on them, or either little pieces of jewelry, artwork, whatever the notebook may be. The more expensive notebooks, not too expensive. I love buying those and then writing a note to the person I'm giving the notebook to. I think that's beautiful. I give gifts like that. That's something. Those are some of the things I love. I love sunsets in the summer. Don't really like them in the fall, but I love them in the summer. Things like that. What do you spend most of your time thinking of? I think of everything. I am all over the place. My mind is all over the place. I make stories in my head. I recall conversations. I reorganize the conversation, like this is what I should have said. I practice the conversation that I'm going to have in the future. If I know I'm going to meet someone, I go over it in my head. I'm a lot about organization. A lot of time I'm just, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. This is what I'm going to do the next day. So I'm all about organization. I think about the future a lot. Like I said, I don't like being nostalgic. I hate those gushy emotions. What do I think about? I think about everything. But those are some examples. How much have you changed over the years? Who were you as a child? For the record, I think this question is rather silly. What do you mean, how have I changed over the years? I've changed a lot. I've matured into a young woman. I'm better. I'm nicer. I'm smarter. Who were you as a child? I was a child. No. I think I know what they're asking. Like I think Aurelia mentioned before, as a child I appeared more extroverted. I still appear pretty extroverted. I'm not too bad with people. A lot of INTJ description says that they don't like small talk. I don't really dislike small talk, not that I like it either, but I'm not bad at it. I'm pretty skilled, and I can turn small talk into elaborate conversations, and I like that. Who was I as a child? I was the friend that gave great advice to my little middle school friends. I was always a strong person. I was opinionated. I was always irritated easily. I'm a little bit of a annoyance in that aspects. And I've always felt comfortable with people older than me than with people my age. Even as a child, I would have full-blown conversations with adults. And even now, I much more rather prefer the company of someone that's 20 years older than me versus someone that's 2 years older or younger. That's just how I feel comfortable. But how I've changed my ideas, everything I do, it's good. I think humans should always go forward. That's what I'm for. Positive and forward, the future. That's a little bit about the INTJ and a little bit about me. It's my flavor of the INTJ, I guess you could say. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, even though I'm running at 22 minutes. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope I was a good teacher. Thank you so much for your patience, for watching. Thank you so much for Aurelia for inviting me to do this. Okay, enjoy your time. Bye-bye.